In a world full of movie podcasts, here is one more. Welcome to Defend Your Movie with Sean Donnelly
and Andrew Fiore.
The time has come again. The champion must stand. It can only be one of us. Victoria! So stand up in that, my friend. There's a title you must defend. Shut it on and on. Bring it to me. Defend your movie.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another fine edition of Defend Your Movie. I am one of your co-hosts, Andrew Fiore. Joining me, as always, the lovable, laughable, gaffable, Sean Donnelly.
Wow, we were just talking, and you really stuck to the Andrew, even on this.
Yeah,
really?
I'm trying to rebrand.
I think it's going to take over.
Yeah, I'm nearing 40, and Andy just doesn't sound right anymore. But you know what it is? It's I hear it now when people bring me up. They go, Andy Fiore. I go, oh, what am I doing?
Like, what am I, little boy? What am I on a short shorts and a pinwheel hat? Suspenders and a little button-down shirt?
A little Raggedy Andy.
How are you, Andy?
I'm good, and we are joined by our guest, one of our favorites, Kevin McCaffrey.
Kevin McCaffrey.
What's up, guys? Bad Kevin McCaffrey.
You've seen him on True TV. You've seen him on the David Letterman, a little program called the David Letterman Show.
I killed it.
You killed it. You did kill it.
I killed the show. It's gone.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, it's
you killed your set. Your set, you crushed it.
Yeah,
thanks,
that's
man.
A good set.
You really did. Like, I don't know if I ever told you that.
That's a good Letterman set.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
It was nice.
There's a difference between like
mine
late night set.
Mine is kind of light. Mine is like, I think people say I look nervous in mine. I didn't think I looked nervous.
I think
it's just the tie. Is it just the tie?
I was just gonna say
Maybe
people
it's
are
the
used
tie.
to seeing you in a suit.
I think that's what it is.
He came off very like Glengarry Glen Ross. I'm not
selling Bibles on the road. Well, thank you for doing this, man.
Yes.
And it's so good to see you. And Kevin brought it up last night. He's one of my best comedy friends.
Yeah.
And then-
I
real
say
life
that
friends.
you are my best stand-up comedy friend.
Yes, I will. Yeah,
look at
Yeah, Sean's my number one.
And
doesn't cross over into real life though.
No,
Not in civilian.
But real life.
Once you get out of the military, you go back to your normal everyday life.
Sean's in the low 40s.
There's a fourth wall in this friendship.
Oh,
He shuts it down.
Normal life? 46, 47.
Yeah.
I'm not even a dinner date.
Oh, no, hey.
I'm not even a dinner date. in my life.
An honor is an honor.
One thing I didn't tell you that I'll say here.
Sure.
Your mom wrote to me twice on Instagram.
Oh God, we really gotta shut her down. Like
She is the sweetest woman alive.
I've heard this. I've never met your mom, but I've heard this.
She is so nice, and then she wrote to me, I put something online, and then I think, because of the show, and then she wrote, Happy Spring, and then she told me...
had a season happen, and she's like, I must tell Sean.
She told me to tell you hello, and
Well, that's nice.
tell Kevin I said hello, and then I had a picture of the Pepsi sign in Long Island City, and she goes, great picture, Sean, and I said, thank you so much. She could not be a nicer woman.
She is sincerely that encouring and excited about everything, but there should be a limit on things that her phone can do in a day. Like, I feel like there are things where if you send too many alerts, your phone will just block out.
Yes, yeah, they do have that. They have a timeout. You can time out the iPhone.
She needs timing out.
Well, but this is why I relate, because our moms are very similar. My mom's another sweet Irish Catholic lady,
right?
And they had the Jason Signs show. They had a benefit show for our friend. He's a comic, Jason Signs. I don't have the address. We actually should give the address. There's a GoFundMe for his medical bills because he had a fall and he has some medical problems. He's not doing so great.
Dude. It was downplays.
Well, I'm trying to be polite.
He had a fall. Sounds like
I'm not going to be. He had a bad fall.
Is it bad? Yes.
But I'm not going to give details.
All right.
It's medical.
bad.
It's medical.
He needs help.
Medical,
he needs a lot of money for.
He needs help. So people are trying to raise it.
Get a spill.
If you do a Google, you'll probably find it. But I'll try to get you the address.
Signs SAENZ. It's actually spelled kind of weird.
Yeah, SAENZ. What's it called? So to give you an idea of what my mom's like. The other day she goes, "Oh, what was that show last night? That benefit show?" Because I shared the live feed so people could donate.
Oh yeah, that's
Pat
great.
Stango, a friend of the podcast, Pat Stango, was filming it. So I shared the feed so people could see it and go to the link, right? But my mom took that as, oh, you were on the show. So instead of asking me, she just watched the entire live.
Just constantly waiting. When's my
Which
Sean
that's a
getting
long
here?
show. That's like, it was like a 3-hour show.
Oh,
too.
at least I think.
And then our friends Anthony DeVito and Greg Stone hosted it, and they were getting loaded as the night was going on. So she goes, who are those two idiots hosting it? They were drunk. I go, yeah, they were really drunk. And she goes, oh, what were they doing? They were silly. They were silly.
Yeah, by the time I left, they were blasted.
They were blackout. Yeah. They were so loaded. I'm like, those guys are really, really funny guys. She goes, oh, they were being dumb. I'm like, Mom, they were really drunk. They were having a good time. That was the show.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like for a good cause. It's a free pass day for everybody.
It's totally good. So my mom's the same way. Go for it. Yeah, take
exactly.
My mom's the same way about like she'll do online stuff and then comment about it later.
Yeah,
my mom is the same way, but as I've managed to not have her be on any sort of social media.
That's
I
great.
actually had to have a talk with her about the amount of forwards she was sending me, and I feel like I hurt her feelings. I was just like, Mom,
really?
You can't just send me every little thing you forward with an FW in front of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a tough line to walk.
Like, oh, sorry
It's
to
a
interrupt on
fair-
your fancy,
Fair thing to say.
But
though.
it was getting up there where it was just like, I'd like to hear from you, Mom. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Let's just not forward every, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing that iPhone did where now you can heart and like messages, that was the worst thing that ever happened in my family. You can't, now phone...
Everything's getting harder.
You cannot send a message to my mom without it getting, she'll like it and then she'll unlike it and the heart will hammer on it. And it's like, that's 3 alerts for one message now. That is completely inefficient. I just have to mute my phone.
Yeah.
It's all loving stuff.
Hide alerts, though, might be the greatest thing ever, though.
Yeah.
Especially for
alerts?
text message chains.
Oh, yeah,
So
sure.
I've literally, because, March Madness, Villanova, my whole Villanova chain, when they're playing.
Everybody's going crazy.
I'll shut my eyes for 10 minutes. I wake up to 182 texts.
Wow.
It's just like, so it's not buzzing.
No,
but
yeah.
It's just the
I
best
know that.
thing.
You mute a text chain. It's great.
Yeah,
I muted my family chain. My wife's phone was blowing up. I'm like, man, you're popular. She's like, this is your family, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I muted that. I'm out on my family. Yeah.
Well, spring has sprung here in New York City, and it could not be nicer out. So before we get to what part of the podcast?
The meats and the potatoes.
Those are my 2 favorite parts.
You had a couple things you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Also, hey, on a side note, thank you to David, who was a Defend Your Movie fan. As a Defender, I was in Poughkeepsie this last weekend. David came up and said hi and said he enjoyed the podcast and to tell Sean hello. And I thought that was so sweet. It's the first Defender who ever came up, and we say it come up and say hi.
Yeah.
We're very affable,
That is so awesome.
And so thanks, David. I hope you enjoyed the show.
And so on topic, I'll be in Cincinnati this weekend. I'm going to go bananas. If you're a fan of the podcast, come to the shows.
Yeah.
Say hello to me. Say meats and potatoes.
Meats and potatoes.
Meats and potatoes.
It's like
Code
meeting the
word.
Defenders.
Come by. We'll have a drink. We'll hang out. Come by.
I watched the only thing I watched this week movie-wise was The Highwaymen, a Netflix original movie with Woody Harrelson and Kevin Costner, and I loved it. It's about them tailing Bonnie and Clyde. They're ex-Texas Rangers, and the Texas Rangers kind of been defunct as an organization. And Bonnie and Clyde are just on such a rampage that they hire these 2 and they're kind of past their prime, which is kind of the thing. And
That checks out. Be weird if it's an up-and-coming Kevin Costner.
Is it a true story?
It's a true story. And I went down the Wikipedia wormhole afterwards to check its validity. And
Is it badass?
I loved it. I loved it.
Is it kind of like a Westernish type bank robbery?
It's Texas. They go it's a good chase, 1930s. I loved it.
Now,
really
let me ask
enjoyed
you
it.
this. Do you look at Kevin Costner the same way? Like, as far as, after all that guy's been through career-wise, can you watch it and not think? Because there's such a stink
Yes.
on him from Pat. I think I could
agree.
do it. Yeah.
I agree. He's not the best, and there's a lot of stinkers out there. But he did this well.
To be
And
honest,
dude, another underrated actor. Woody
Yeah.
Harrelson is
Is
such
amazing.
a good actor, man.
What a late career
Totally.
arc he's had.
I think he got to the point
back.
where, well, think about it this way. After Cheers, when he was doing Natural Born Killers, he might have gotten to a point of like a Bill Murray point of, I can do whatever I want to do.
Maybe.
And he seems like that type of guy.
Kind of
too,
what he's
you know?
doing. He's
Right.
doing all character parts. He's not going leading man on anything really. And I guess he's old enough now where he wouldn't, but I think he dropped that a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think the way you go, if you're a good actor, which he is, and he kind of proven that over the years, I think you go prestige. I think you go, I think you go the prestige route where you like either you want to get awards or you really go for like, that's what I would be like. Say something hit and you become a good actor and you're doing it. I just want to get better at that and just up the level of how good what I'm putting out there.
And it's fun to have stuff that you can watch yourself in too. I think it's fun to feel good about.
You know,
feel good about a
movies
project.
that he wanted. He just really liked his own. You know, punching his own ticket.
Yeah.
Like Zombieland, he's really cool in.
Yes.
And great in.
Yeah.
Which also has Bill Murray in it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but I think Bill Murray, like, it's such an odd career for a guy like that because you know you hear all the stories. You have to call his friends, you get in touch with them, you call an answering machine, and that's all on purpose. That's all. That's created. You know what I mean? Like he's doing that, because I'm sure he's a quirky guy and he's an odd guy. But also, how much more of a commodity does that make him?
Oh, absolutely. It's when you don't need it.
People love him.
Yeah, he
doesn't need it.
Right.
He knows
Country
it.
for Old Men. Oh, he's got a nice. Great.
Oh, Woody Harrelson, he's great.
Yeah.
Because No Country for Old Men is great because it's Woody Harrelson. You think he's coming in as this big.
Yeah, he's comic relief.
And then no, not even comic relief. Just a bigger role. Like the role, the role looks like he's going to get him.
But he understands this is Coen Brothers. This is what I'm, meant
Oh,
to,
absolutely. But even that role, like how fast does that character turn into a pussy?
I could see him in a bigger part with the Coens.
Absolutely. Oh, sure.
Some sort of project.
No, he's so good. So I feel like. So did you think like when there's scenes with them together?
They're good.
Both?
They're good. They play that we're two grumpy old men kind of thing, and they have a nice interplay and a good relationship, and they have a history between them too. So I don't want to say any more because
I'll check it out.
Away, but I recommend it.
All right, cool. That's great.
And then something to look forward to. Which I think we all watched today was the Joker trailer.
Yes!
Which I was very excited to see.
What did you guys think?
Kevin, you're our guest.
I thought I am your guest. Thank you, Andrew. I thought it was cool. It's such a weird. It's a tough role to take now. It's almost. It feels like an almost lose-lose.
But if anybody's going to do it,
yeah, this weirdo. And he, I thought it was. The vibe was different than I thought it was going to be just from the trailer. It's not really villainous. It's scary. It's a scary thing, but I feel like he's the hero.
Well, if anybody's going to show you, the one thing that I love about Joaquin is, and I say this about The Master, I think he did it also in some other movie that he did. The guy can change. He basically just like changes his DNA. Like to be these characters in these movies. Like he's coming closest to the next Daniel Day-Lewis when it comes to this stuff. Like as far as he does more stuff than Day-Lewis, but as far as like literally just jumping into it.
It's a total human makeover. Even when I've liked Costner and stuff, when we were talking about Costner before, I sort of can't see him as anything but Kevin Costner in things. It's just like, okay, the guy,
Yeah, and there's a lot of those.
Bull Durham's a cop now.
That's
Great.
movie stars.
Exactly.
You have movie stars, you have actors.
Right, exactly. And Joaquin's an interesting combo with that. But even physically, he looks like, when he has the shirt off and that's it, he's like strange looking,
There's something physical going on there.
Yeah.
That one scene, they have him hunched over.
Yeah.
He looks like the Machinist. He looks like Christian Bale.
Took the thought out of my head.
Yeah, he's all skinny. And so obviously something's happening. It's Todd Phillips that directed it. He can get dark.
He can
get
get
dark. He does
dark.
comedies usually, but he gets dark.
I heard it was rated PG-13, which kind of took me back a little bit.
Yeah, that's weird.
Which I don't love, but Dark Knight was PG-13, so they can get dark.
They can get there.
I think. I'm almost positive it was.
I think you're right about how you're going to do this again. I think if anybody's gonna continue the high level of this character from Heath Ledger, it's Joaquin Phoenix.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's anybody else.
I think you have to have them stand on their own, though, because
they will. They do.
Right.
And this is the first time we've ever seen, which a lot of people are already complaining, it takes away from the mystique of Joker that we're seeing an origin story, which I can understand where you're coming from.
I get it.
I love Joker so much. It's
Yeah.
like, I like anything about him. It doesn't take away anything from me.
I'm not like that much of a. I'm not that deep in comic book stuff, so I don't
neither.
even like
Me neither.
care
That's
about
why I
it.
don't
You know what I
care.
mean?
Totally.
It's just
Yeah.
like, tell me something cool.
And on top of it, doesn't Jared Leto playing pimp Joker take away from
Right.
the mystique of Joker?
Right.
Like honestly, how much are you going to sully the name of the thing? Like you just have every goofy version of it, but as long as he doesn't have a backstory, it's fine. No.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it will have any sort of
As long as as long as all the pieces are there, and it's a cool,
and it does.
movie, and
Gary Goldman's in it.
And Gary Goldman's in it.
Did you see him in the trailer?
No.
Yeah, it was real quick.
Oh, shoot.
He was.
I didn't even pick up that till you said that online.
He's telling the Joker how to be funny.
He's
giving him a point-by-point list.
It goes to Pogo's, and it's the first time they see there's a guy on stage, and somebody walks by, but that's Goldman on stage.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
that's so great.
Really cool.
That's a fun kind of cameo to get from like a comedian perspective. Like you never really think of that being a possibility in our lives to get in a movie like that. You know?
Also, the picture that you have of the screenshot is a cool, like smoky-looking comedy club picture. Like, they have it must look cool. It's got to look really cool.
Yeah. But Alex, our producer, said that it reminded him a lot of references to Taxi Driver. I actually got more reminded of King of Comedy.
And they have you see the De Niro?
Right.
De Niro's
and
in
De Niro's in it.
I think he's playing a Jerry Lewis role in it.
He's hosting something.
He's hosting something.
And there's another...
that might be an ode to King of Comedy.
The poster that came out, the new poster that came out yesterday, it's got him kind of, with his head thrown back, and that shirt is almost identical to Rupert Pupkin's suit that he finally wears when he gets on.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of parallels.
I think there's a lot of Scorsese
please, I'm doing my show. Alex, can you get that clip? Can you have that clip from King of Comedy? It's one of the funniest things in the world. When he has the pre-recorded Jerry Lampert TV show, and then his mother, Rupert, and that's Martin Scorsese's mother in King of Comedy. She's in all his movies.
Everything.
She's in everything. And she's like, "What are you doing down there?" And he goes, "Ma, please, I'm trying to do my show."
Yeah, I think she just plays a mom in every Scorsese movie.
She plays
She's
a mom
the mother in Goodfellas. She's the mother in Casino.
Which is the king of all scenes in Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah, the king.
Henry, what do you do? You don't talk so much.
Please don't paint any more religious pictures. Very exciting. It's now we have a date, October. So
it's in October.
I thought it came out last summer. If you listen to the podcast,
you've just felt it that much already.
That's right. You did think that.
When Sean told me that it was the first thing that leaked about Joaquin Phoenix as the. For some reason in my head, so I texted Greg Stone. I was just like, "You want to see I was like, "Dude, I don't know how I missed this, but you want to go see Joker on Friday?" He's like, "I don't even think they're done filming it yet."
Well, answer the question, Greg. Yeah.
Well, that was actually how you said that is how Greg would have said that. Like you even had like hand gesture that he would say. Like it was a perfect Greg impression, like physically and. This is okay. Yeah, this is King of Comedy.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
People are sleeping. Lower it. What's the matter with you?
Mom!
Take it easy. Lower it.
I'm not going to lower it. I have to do this now.
I don't mind you playing it, but lower it.
She keeps interrupting. That's fine. Yeah,
that's very sudden.
It's out of nowhere, but it's so funny. It's so funny.
I haven't seen it in a while.
It's such a great movie.
It is.
Did you ever hear the thing about Jerry Lewis when they said, they go, how did you, they think it's the best thing Jerry Lewis has ever done acting-wise, and they go, how did you get into the character, playing such an asshole? And he goes, I was just myself.
Yeah.
that's like a recorded interview.
Like a fact, yeah.
Oh, he's like, I just played myself.
Yeah.
You ever watch that interview with Jerry Lewis?
He's a terrible person.
He's a terrible person.
He's horrendous. There's a bunch. There's a bunch of terrible interviews.
The one right before he's not dead yet, right? No, he's still,
I don't think so.
No, but there's one
should be
from recently. He should be dead. Recently, there's a guy who's matter-of-factly asking him questions, and something must have happened before they hit record on that video because he's answering them most.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube if you haven't seen it. But yeah,
we'll try to share it on the Twitter.
Class and just fucking pure assholery.
Oh my god!
How do you treat people like that? It's really amazing.
So when you did this movie, how was it? It was fine. Why wouldn't it be fine? It was fine. Like the answers like that.
Yeah, he just acted offended by every question, basically.
Everything
and
was
said nothing.
Putting him out. Everything was putting him out.
It's not like he's at a point in his life where a lot of people are trying to talk to Jerry Lewis.
No,
this is the only visitor you're going to have for a while, buddy. You get your game up.
I think that's why.
Yeah.
Who knows? What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, and it's a shame because as a
he's
kid,
just like Junior Soprano at the end now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You and my dad used to run North Jersey. Oh, really? That's nice.
That's nice.
So let's get to the big topic of the day. First off, we got you last minute, Kevin.
Yeah.
I got you last minute. That's how we try to do it sometimes because comics, they'll have usually have stuff, and then, but like,
not me,
no,
baby.
no. That's not what I mean. But like,
Those comics,
they never want to commit because if something comes up. That's what I'm
Sure.
trying to say.
Yeah.
So getting a day off is like good because you are a baseball. I would say a baseball aficionado. Are you a Cubs aficionado or are you like a baseball aficionado?
I mean, both. I'm a sports nut in general, but but the Cubs are number one in my heart for sure.
So the reason why it's so great is because it's opening day a lot of places
Opening
right now.
day
I think
last
it's the
week,
Mets.
yeah.
Is it the Mets home opener today? Or it's tomorrow?
Maybe. Yeah, it's
think
this weekend.
This weekend, but opening day officially happened last week, but we're still early in the season.
Yeah, just
and
kicked it
we
off.
were finishing off our March Madness themed show last week.
Okay.
So
we figured why not do a baseball themed show?
take us out to the old.
And
ball.
I would love your input. These two movies, matching them up, I think it's a perfect matchup.
I think it's a good one.
I think it's generational versus generational.
Yeah.
And I think that it just tastes as well. We're going to do Bad News Bears versus
The Sandlot.
The Sandlot. Now, I'm shocked.
Really?
First off, I'm taking Bad News Bears, the original 1970s or late 70s version.
76,
76.
77.
And technically, Andy's going to take the other one, but Kevin, you can take sides, whatever you want to
Sure.
do here. But first off, for a guy on March Madness that almost took Fast Times at Ridgemont High the whole way.
I did take it.
He did take
That
it the
was my
whole way.
winner.
That was your winner.
Yeah.
And the fact that, and as far as era goes in movies, the fact that you don't take Bad News Bears
Come on.
over
You're being
Sandlot,
ridiculous.
you're out of your fucking head. What? Where do
how
you see
excited he is.
because Bad News Bears, such a want to talk about a badass movie.
No, I
such
don't
a
think
mo-
so. I mean, I
like,
think it's
what
a
a
all
cool
right movie.
kids movie. What a cool grown up / kids movie.
Yeah, as a kid.
Like you know what?
Watching it as a kid, I watch it now. I go, this movie stinks.
It does not stink. It's fucking awesome.
I can still watch Sandlot with the same appreciation I have for it as I did when I was 14.
I find Sandlot to be much less of a baseball movie in general. To
Fair
me,
enough.
it's a lot like a Christmas Story to me, where it's this weird sort of
Same guy.
kid. Yeah, well there you go.
Yeah.
So there's like this weird kid magic in it. You know what I mean? It's not where the
more
dog
of
is like weirdly magical.
of the camaraderie
Yeah,
of the
but
friends.
it's still everything has to do with baseball. It's all centered around baseball. I mean, we will dig it deeper into it, but made in 1993 takes place in 1962. Which was a magical year for baseball and the Yankees.
I'll be honest, man. Made in '93, so by that point I was older. I was 15.
I was
Whatever, I was
14. I was still young enough to appreciate that, but I don't think that has anything to do with it. I still watch it, and it gives you that little kid good feeling of being young and being in the summer and playing baseball and finding friends.
Bad News Bears might have one of the best ending scenes ever to a kids movie. Like
a great
honestly,
end.
it's a great end.
You have the great.
Hey, Yankees, you can
this
take
is
this
again, and I
trophy.
don't hate Bad News Bears, but
I don't hate Sandlot either. I think I think
the kid gets slapped by an adult.
Yeah.
what
In
Joey
Bad News
Turner.
Bears.
Joey
yeah,
Turner's
yeah,
dad.
yeah,
He comes
yeah.
and he slaps him.
Yeah, because the '70s were real.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, it's almost got a little Blazing Saddles to it, a little bit in the vibe, and which was made around the same time, and just hearing things that you never hear in movies anymore. For sure.
Yeah.
He says the N-word in the movie.
Yeah, it sure does. And it's not even the final beat of the joke.
No, he just kind of says it matter of fact.
Yeah.
There's like there's
Throws it in
the
the middle.
Muslim kid. There's the two Mexican kids
That don't speak English. It's great.
They're great.
Yeah.
And those kids are hilarious.
I will.
Yeah.
Bad News Bears has some of my favorite names. Just in as the cast has
Great
the names
names.
are so
Tanner.
great. You got Morris Buttermaker.
Morris
first of
Buttermaker's
all.
a hell of a name.
Great
You
name.
got Engelbert.
Yes.
You got Tanner.
Yeah.
Which is
Lupus?
Lupus.
Yeah. Which is just a disease.
Dude,
an
Timmy Lupus.
affliction. Yeah.
Keep
Okay.
making my case for me.
All right. You
Right?
got Squints. You got Smalls. You got
Squints
Benny
and
the Jet.
Squints and Smalls, too similar. I
Also,
think from a naming
maybe a little
perspective.
Also,
But
nicknames
Squint said-
and not as creative as Bad News Bears. Squints.
Kelly. All right, and then you have Kelly Leak, the bad boy. Ooh.
Oh yeah, I mean that's Rorschach from
know,
from Watchmen, and yeah, but he was also if you remember
And
watching
Tatum
those
O'Neal.
movies.
No,
Yeah.
Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum
Tatum O'Neal.
Who I think is a very believable baseball player.
Yeah.
She looks athletic.
Yeah.
She has a good throwing motion mechanically.
She's like the poor man's Jodie Foster. I feel like.
Yes, totally. Yeah, you were like, I remember as a kid being like, do I have a crush on her or not? You're like, I don't know.
She's confusing me in all sorts of ways.
I think I had a crush on her when I used to watch that as a kid.
I had more of a crush on Kelly. He rode a motorbike and smoked cigarettes. He was just a badass. We're like, that kid is
But
cool.
that
Yeah.
kid, I remember thinking that he was actually a badass when I would watch that.
100%.
Yeah. But here you go. They also have real badass kids in it. The kid would smoke cigarettes and was gambling on air hockey at the pool.
Yeah,
place.
totally.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what? It was just, it's grittier to me.
It's definitely
It's
grittier.
super- yes.
Sandlot's not meant to be that kind of movie. Sandlot is a
Sandlot has a
nostalgic movie.
very straight to video feel.
No,
and the
made 33
release
million.
The release for Sandlot, I don't think it was as wide as you think it was.
I made a lot of money. It was a $7 million budget. Made $33 million.
$30 million is not that much for
my
back then.
research.
What? You did
My
research.
That's a nice chunk of change. It's nice.
Bad News Bears just has this thing to it where, like, the reason why it's so cool as a kid watching that one is because you're like, Sandlot, you're like, I'm a kid, I'm supposed to be watching this. Bad News Bears, you're like, should I be watching this?
Yeah,
I like
I give you that.
Right, Sandlot is this. I think Sandlot is more the idyllic version of A Childhood Summer. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yes, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and then Bad News Bears is real working class shit. Where it's
Definitely.
like these are.
I mean, they're sponsored by Chico's Bail Bonds.
Yes!
Chico's Bail Bonds.
That's
Also,
hilarious.
Also,
It is funny.
They're the Bad News Bears, and first when you watch, you're like, okay, so it's a bunch of generically named teams, but their rival is the Yankees.
Yeah.
Like one team
I know,
got to
right?
be the Yankees,
Yes.
and then there's some
The Bears.
pretend fake Disney
Yes,
team.
yeah.
You know, that's the Bear. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, you want to talk about real, like...
I'm not talking about real.
No,
That's not my main point.
No. What I'm saying is, you let me finish. The underdog factor in the one, because Sandlot kids are supposed to be
they're the
underdog as well.
underdogs.
Yeah, I know. But Bad News Bears are like real underdogs. Like real, where you're like, this is pathetic. And the guy, even the coaches want to be in, like the point where when Walter Matthau gets upset and he's like, I don't care, you see? Get away from me. Like that shook me. I like that really
Yeah,
got
yeah,
to There was
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
there's better acting, there's better, like, you have Walter Matthau on it. That guy's badass. It's one of
All
the
right.
best things that he's done.
Matthau very understated. Also, as a mild drunk myself, he is a relatable drunk. He's not making a show of being drunk. He's just sort of
He's-
apathetic.
yeah.
You know, like just he is drinking all the time, but he's not making a big deal out of it.
Also, when he gives the kids all the beers at the end of it. And
Yeah.
That's great.
I know, they get to douse
It's
each other.
great. It's such a more. Don't get me wrong. There's iconic
na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
scenes in Sandlot. The kissing, the pool scene.
Pool scene
is
the
fantastic.
Right.
chase scene is the whole, with the Beast is a great scene. They go all
Yeah,
through town
but-
and end up back at the junkyard.
Yeah.
Back at the Sandlot. And then they get to meet Mr.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones' character.
James Earl Jones, who was the only one who came back for the straight to DVD Sandlot sequel.
Did he really?
Yeah, they landed James Earl
Sandlot here.
Jones somehow. Sandlot here.
I think the main kid is a giant pussy and
Smalls?
Sandlot. No, yeah, the Smalls, yeah. And they all
he's
like,
meant to be. He
supposed
doesn't
to
know
be,
how
yeah.
to play baseball. He's coming from a broken home.
Right.
Dennis Leary does a great job and is an underrated actor, by the way.
I forgot. Yeah, I
there's
forgot
an
he was in
And
it.
Karen
Yeah.
Allen is his mom.
I love when Karen
Hot
Allen,
mom.
she roasts his ass in the early on. She's like, "You have no friends. Get out of the house."
Yeah.
He's just like, "You're a loser."
How much do you love Karen Allen and Emma
I
House?
love Karen Allen. She's my favorite Indiana Jones woman. She's my favorite. And from Ale House, she's just adorable, underrated little actress.
Great actress. Anyway, but what I'm saying is you have the one. That's why I'm shocked, because you love the era of what Bad News Bears is.
I know, but I love Sandlot more.
Just because it's more iconic to you.
It's not iconic. It's just a
Well,
fun
that's
movie
why you
for
want
me.
more
I buy
resonates
Bad News Bears. It's like
nostalgia.
I don't ever need to see like Bad News Bears again. Sandlot passes the flip.
But we just named 15 things. that you're
Okay,
like, all
that's
right,
you.
that's true. You're like, that's pretty awesome. That's
Yeah, but I'm saying upon repeated viewings, I still will tune in for Sandlot. Just I don't know.
I think especially with baseball movies,
Sandlot's got just a good feeling movie.
I
behind
think
it.
that's the thing with baseball movies and summer movies in general. I think it very much imprints to your age and when you're watching it. Like Bad News Bears, we're younger.
Yeah.
We were. That was for an older generation. That was their.
Yeah,
that was their summer baseball movie. Whereas Sandlot, we were kids when that was that. So I think it matches better, and I think baseball movies tend to be like sentimental that way. But
Yeah.
I think Bad News Bears is 100% the better movie. I would say.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Also, he's kind of right. There's not much baseball going on
It's all
in
baseball.
Sandlot. It's not all baseball.
It's centered around a baseball. It's literally centered around a
baseball, but not like they're not. It's not like a journey where they're playing games. They're just like playing with each other. It's like
I
a scrimmage.
disagree.
For the most
I
part.
don't know if you remember.
Do they
exactly.
play the other team at the end?
They play the team. No,
like one-
not at
one
the end.
game.
Right.
At the end is basically getting the Babe Ruth ball back.
Right.
They do have the scene where they play the
showdown.
team with the uniforms and the rich kids.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I'm saying.
And they
That's-
wallop them.
That's why there's such a good matchup. And then I think Ben News Bears just did that better. I think they made them.
Yeah, but that's where the movies are
are
different. I mean, you have now, you still have the team effort of getting the Babe Ruth ball back, and you have this legendary kind of beasts. You know, it's just an English Mastiff.
Right.
Like,
I think that's part of it for me is that the championship game in the Sandlot is getting merchandise. It's just like, you know, it's like the overcoming the thing is just getting a ball a guy signed, which is cool.
But that's kind of the cool. It's like, oh, that was our summer, and it's like, and by the end of the summer, we
kind of all split up, and
yeah. Well, it does have that like, where are they now? Which I love.
I like an epilogue.
Yeah,
I like
you
for
see them
those
as
things.
adults.
I think honestly, I think
Squint's
that
married,
sometimes Sandlot
Wendy Peppercorn.
tries to be like
That's a name.
Yeah,
It's kind of like trying to be a Stand By Me and not pulling it off.
I don't think it's trying to be a Stand By Me.
I think it has that
I think
vibe
it stands
to it.
on its own.
No, I don't. Oh, Stand By Me blows it away. Are you kidding me?
I'm not making that comparison. I'm just saying it's not trying to be Stand By
How
Me.
about this? Field of Dreams versus
Well, you're aggressive today.
Sandlot.
Fight it.
I had a meltdown in my apartment. I almost broke a wall in my apartment.
When I text you, I'll take Sally. You threw your phone.
Well, not because of that. No. Just in general.
general.
You know, I'm
Normal
getting too fat, and I was putting clothes on, and nothing fit. So I was gonna break a piece of wood over my knee. I was Ma, please, I have to do this.
I gotta try this on.
I gotta do my podcast. Ma,
Get me a bigger shirt.
I gotta lose weight. Oh, I was ready. If somebody would have looked at me side-eyed on the way here, I'd be in jail right now.
I know. I walk up, he goes, what are you, sauntering up? Like, yeah, let me take my time. I'm crossing the street here.
I was ready. That's how I know when people go berserk in the city, I relate because I have enough sense to pull it back. But
like
I
the Brian
really,
Regan joke.
Yeah.
That guy just lost it.
But I have a thing in me that if I'm in a certain mood.
Whiskey?
What?
Is it whiskey?
No. It's not.
It's a bit of an Irish gear, though. I think that
Very 0 to 60.
It's a building, and then today I decided this is early on. I was, you know what it is also like when I'm in my apartment, I have to clean my apartment. I'm fucking fat. All this stuff is going on.
There's a wild amount of hand gestures going on right now.
You know what I mean? Like all this fucking bullshit's going on,
Yeah.
and like I'm knocking things over because I'm not. I'm by accident. I'm tripping on things. There's pieces of paper where they're not supposed to be. Little tiny things where I'm like,
it all add up.
I'm like, I got it. And then I had to tell myself, like, all right, chill out.
And it's crazy how you can get there. Like the day before can be great, and you can, and then
I know it's beautiful out today.
Yeah, and then it can change, and you're like, my life could change forever today. And like I missed
Sandlot.
Yeah.
Sandlot. And then he tells me Sandlot.
Yeah.
And I jump out a window. Yeah. And that's why I relate to Walter Matthau because the rage he has in Ben News Bears.
Oh yeah.
In that one scene.
It's definitely a ragier one.
But dude, I that's why I'm getting all animated. Well, also because I do feel strongly about one. But I do like Sandlot. I think
Sandlot's nice.
Movie. It's nice.
But I think as far as like,
but I'm saying this is a personal. This is what we have. We
of
say this
course
all the
it's personal.
time.
That's why we do
you
this.
You have to pick and choose between two movies that you do like. I just happen to like Sandlot.
Major League is the greatest baseball movie.
I agree.
I
agree. Is that what you think?
We were trying to find one for Major League, and it just can't really be done because it's like, who's going to defend something against Major League?
I agree. Yeah, I think that is the correct take.
So as a baseball fan, if it because all right, so
we maybe came up with Bull Durham, but then I was like,
I think
that's not even
Bull Durham and Field of Dreams, or not Field of Dreams. I'm sorry, the League of Their Own. I think is up there too.
Well, League of Their Own has kind of, not to be misogynistic, but it has a feminine.
I love League of Their Own.
I love it too. I love it. But Bull Durham and that are very on the opposite sides of
right.
Yeah.
I think Bull Durham Major League is more like. Sort of a classic matchup, I guess.
And when you're talking about these matchups, this is baseball, not
right?
Childhood baseball.
But one of the things I love about Major League is something I also like about Bad News Bears, which is sports are dirty.
Yes,
sports are dirty, filthy, and foul-mouthed, and
they
are for real.
And
Major League is that, and Major League actually makes me laugh, and I get like chills. I'm really rooting for the team.
I quote Major League to this day.
Oh, me too. I can.
He loves it. I love Major League, but
you guys got great taste. Great, but yeah.
but that's how you all the baseball movies you've seen. That one, that's
number one, and then in last place is The Natural.
Really?
Yeah, I think without the score, The Natural, no one remembers.
I agree 100% with McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Really?
I think
it's not that good.
I think it's all the music.
It's all the music.
The only reason that I think of The Natural as good is because I saw it when I was a little kid.
Right.
To be honest, thinking back, I fell asleep in the movie theater.
It's a sleepy movie.
But I was little. It was
yeah.
It was a big deal because I got to go to the movies. I think it was the first
Right.
movie I saw in the theaters with my parents.
Wow. Yeah.
I think I was like 5 or whatever I was.
Right.
So I think I went. But I remember passing out. Like I full on remember waking up and seeing like the scene of Robert.
The natural you look at it and it's like, well, this feels like Hollywood. It looks classy and it sounds nice, but then what the fuck happens in it?
Yeah.
Like he gets shot, but then even some guy dies because he runs into the wall, which made me laugh out loud watching it.
You're
It's
right.
like, wait,
There's
he's
not
fucking
much
dead?
that.
I can't
the
even
amount of
summarize it.
blood when he's rounding the bases in the finals, it's he didn't get stabbed up there.
Yeah.
It's laughable.
Well, the amount of as far as baseball goes, you're saying Major League.
I'm saying Major League #1, yeah. But I think
There's a bunch of good ones too.
Yeah.
8 Men Out is kind of an underrated one but yeah.
Field of Dreams is fantastic.
Field of Dreams is great.
That's more of a dead dad movie.
Right, it's more of a feeling, yeah.
Totally.
Right.
Also starring James Earl Jones.
Yeah, that's true.
But what I'm trying to say is this, like, all right, so if you take the baseball fact, we're talking about baseball movies today.
Yeah.
There you go. You have baseball Joe over here telling us that,
All right.
that it's a better baseball movie. Do you think it's a better baseball movie, Bad News Bears? You might think the other one's a better movie. Do you think it's a better baseball movie? Because if you do, I win for the thing.
Yeah, I guess Bad News Bears is the
There
better
you go.
baseball movie.
Man, I really
and
don't-
for
To me, I
quali-
agree.
Good job.
if we're
With
qualifying
the
it
assist
under
from
those
Ken.
terms,
See?
which I guess we did decide for opening day.
We did.
Baseball.
That's the theme of the day.
It's very hard to find two baseball movies to pit against each other.
But this was a perfect
I
matchup.
think
It's
this was a
interesting
good
because they're
matchup.
two very, it's not,
basically just
yeah.
little
I think-
kid baseball. And we're like,
Right.
that's all-
Little kid baseball, yeah. And
That's
I think Bad News Bears is a more grown-up movie than Sandlot is.
It
It's
is
supposed
definitely
to
a more
be.
grown-up movie.
Yeah.
Sandlot is made for children. So Sandlot is a kid's movie.
Right.
But
But
it
when you
just
watch
happens
it as
to
a
be
kid, I watched
good
it.
enough that it can cross over where I still enjoy it as an adult. And it does have some adult themes in it. It does have a nice baseball theme throughout. And it does end on a, they're all growing up. And then one's a MLB star. Some say the Jet doesn't have as much left in the tank as he used to. So whatever. But then Smalls is the broadcaster.
I'll tell you, man,
Yeah.
that's one of the shortcomings of the Sandlot.
And he steals home.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, man. By the time they talk about how great he is at baseball, you almost don't give a shit because you weren't following his baseball prowess the whole movie. He was good. He was the best one out of all of them.
Yeah, but you knew he
know
had
what I'm
something.
saying?
No, you knew he had
Right.
something
I
special.
do like one.
Because they told you that. That's the only reason why. You weren't watching him,
Well, how
watching
else
him
are you
get
gonna
better. but like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end, they just go, and he went to be pro, and he was great. Like, but Bad News Bears,
no,
they
do
do
that
their
nice
progress.
voiceover thing where it's like they just kind of slow the pace down and go.
And then the
Squints
kid-
ended up rendering Wendy Peppercorn. They had 9 children. She's a fucking
Yeah,
cornball.
yeah.
They really slid,
Right, he's
And
just a
then at the
machine.
very end, it comes into a nice. He's a broadcaster.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice. He's having fond memories. Also, it's meant to take place in 1962 when things weren't as dirty as they were in the late 70s.
Right. Okay, I'll give you that.
A little
But
cleaner.
Well, yeah, but 1962.
And it's a kid's. It's
Hold
a
on.
10-year-old kid's summer story.
To be honest,
it's not meant to be like.
It kind of has more of a 50s feel than it does have a 1962.
All right, now
feel.
you're splitting hairs there.
I'm not. I'm saying what you want to talk about drawbacks from these fucking
62,
movies.
all right. So you're 3 years away from the 50s.
It's still the 60s.
We're getting
But yeah,
lost.
it's like the buttoned-up family.
Not
a little bit more
necessarily.
innocent.
It's a
actually-
stepdad.
Yeah, it's a
I guess
stepdad.
it is it's the rare portrayal of a nice stepdad, which is interesting. I
Yeah,
also,
and he is, but he is kind of a dick
He's
too.
kind of a dick to him,
Dennis,
isn't it?
Dennis
Yeah.
Leary is
I
perfect
think he
for it.
ignores him a little bit, right? That's the
He
whole
ignores
point.
him, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I'll teach you how to play catch." He never really does. It was Benny who kind of really
Right.
taught him how
I
to
guess
throw and catch.
I guess that's more of it. It's interesting that the stud athlete was the nicest kid too.
Yeah,
Like you don't see that
he's
a lot.
your-
Right, that's good too. But what I'm saying is when you had at the first half of Bad News Bears, they're all terrible. And then they have to
they gotta bring in
They have
ringers.
to bring her in.
Right.
So it's kind of that's what I'm saying. It makes it more of a diehard situation. It makes it more of like a shit. We have to like this is pathetic. When the other kids, you're like there wasn't as much stakes.
I care
There
about
wasn't
what
as much
happens-
embarrassment. There wasn't as much. I know I'm getting down to the DNA of it, but I'm just saying. But if you want to talk about like.
But that's a good thing about Sandlot. I know you say it's not big stakes, but it is kind of the hugest stake. When
Like
you are a
being
little
embarrassed
kid,
in
like
front
a
of-
Babe Ruth baseball, when you learn the value of that and then
Sure.
learn what happened with it, that's nightmarish for a little
Yeah.
bit.
You think your life's
That's
over
the
as a
life
kid.
is over.
Right,
Exactly.
That's I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think, you're right.
There's really no other big stakes when you're a little kid. You know, you don't.
And
like,
every group of friends has a story like that where they're like, we had my
Yeah.
dad's thing, and then we broke it, and I had to.
and it's got a nice ending. They make friends with James Earl Jones, and they learn that he was also a baseball player, and he knew Babe Ruth. Oh, Herman? Which is like great. Like, oh,
Yeah,
Herman.
They went straight to the middle name, huh? Yeah, George Herman.
But I don't know. I just there's
then,
there's something missing with Sandlot.
He gets a 1927 Murderers Row baseball. The whole team signed to make up for the loss of the Babe Ruth ball. It's
Right.
a nice,
Everything
happy
works
ending.
out nice.
Yeah, it's supposed to. It's that kind of movie.
Maybe that's another reason Bad News Bears is so fucking great.
And-
not a happy ending.
That's
Right.
fine. I like that.
A happy ending, yeah, a happy ending, but not because
happy-ish.
they're winning and the champions,
Yeah.
and they're
They
like
came together.
like the movie on your shirt.
Old Rock.
Rock,
Right.
Great ending, the first Rocky.
Yeah.
because
I know.
it's more realistic
And Creed.
everything doesn't tie up in a bow, right? Everything doesn't
Yeah.
tie
Yeah.
up. That's not the way life is.
and it's not
All
as
right.
sports is.
What?
And sports mostly about losing. Only one team wins the last game of the year. You know, that
Exactly.
matters.
Exactly.
So it's,
yeah. So and also like it's almost another thing where like they go when he goes, "Hey Yankees, take this trophy."
Yeah.
You know, and showed up your ass, and then he goes, "Another thing, wait till next year.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna lose next year."
The loop.
You know that
Lupus-
watching it.
Lupus finally breaks
says
his
it.
shell.
Oh, can you get that for the end of the show, Alex?
They really do have every sign of stereotype.
At the end of the last.
They got the nerdy
hey, Yankees,
Jewish stat
take
kid.
this trophy
Yeah,
and shove it up your
totally.
ass. From Bad News Bears.
Ogilvy.
Sorry. Ogilvy's great.
Ogilvy.
Tatum O'Neal is great.
He's the statistician.
Engelbert's great. Doesn't want to go in. And when he makes him take the hit pitch, that's
Yeah.
also very upsetting when like he makes him get hit by the pitch. He's like, I don't want
It's
to.
the whole child abuse in the final.
Yeah, it's
scenes there.
hardcore.
Yeah.
It's really hardcore. So, but I'm saying, as far as baseball movies go, it's a better if you really break it down, it's a better baseball movie because
I care about what the team does.
What?
I care about what the team does.
I care
Yeah.
what the team does.
Yeah.
You want the team to win. Now, you want that with Sandlot, but that's only a very small part of the movie.
Oh, I agree, but that doesn't make it any less of a baseball movie.
Sure, it does because it's more
No,
of
not
a,
necessarily,
it's
because
more of a-
baseball is still the overriding theme, and it's centered around baseball.
It's centered around baseball, but it's also centered
Centered around their
summer.
love of the game.
It's centered around friendship, adventures. It's centered around this kid moving.
Right,
to the
that
thing.
happens because
this
of
was
baseball.
straight up about the team the entire time. Bad News Bears was like, hey,
Why does this
that-
new kid in town who didn't have any friends and didn't know how to do anything now have it now because of baseball?
I think no, you're not going to. It's too little too late. I won because you admitted it's a better baseball movie. But let's wrap up. But I really, I do like The Sandlot, but I don't. I think Bad News Bears I used to watch, especially when he gives little kids all beers. I don't know. Maybe I had a weird childhood.
No, but
I just really.
No,
I
I
remember
mean,
drinking beer for the first time.
I
a sip
did
of
too
beer.
from my dad.
Yeah,
my dad just was
too.
like,
Yeah.
I was like, can I taste that? He was like, have at it.
And then you drink it, and you're like, ah.
Yeah, it's weird, gross.
Yeah,
So
this
gross.
is bad. I still don't like how it tastes. You know, that's not why I do it.
Yet I have a slight drinking problem.
Our baseball friend Kevin.
Yes.
What would you like to plug, my friend?
Well, you can listen. I have a couple of podcasts. One is a baseball podcast. If you like baseball, follow the Away Games podcast at Away Games Pod. And then I do with a very funny TV writer named John Daly. I do a Sex in the City. It's Sex in the City podcast called Sex in the City. So follow us at
very
Sex and the City. It's on Instagram.
And what's your Instagram? At Kevin McCaffrey?
Kevin McCaff.
Okay, great. How do you spell that?
KEVINMCCAFF.
There you go.
There you go.
And Andrew Fiors.
You can, if you're a Sirius XM subscriber, please tune in every Thursday at 4 p.m. We are live. My show is called The Raw Report. We have we got really great guests. We have Jim Brewer. We had Dane Cook recently. We have some nice high profile guests, and then we interview just other comedians, up and comers, and people of our stature. And so,
What is our stature?
Just listen to the Raw Report.
Yeah.
I don't know our level.
Social
I guess.
media, yeah.
And you can follow me at Andy Fiore on everything. That I could not change to Andrew. Andrew's taking it
yeah.
That's
across the
some
board.
lawyer. That's LLC right there. Yeah.
So it's
Or whatever.
ANDYFIORI.
Esquire, yeah.
And at .com is my tour dates. I'll be headlining the Saratoga Springs Comedy Works in first weekend of May. So please come out and again say hi.
Awesome. And I am at Shawnee Time on Instagram and Twitter. And as you're listening to this, I am in Cincinnati.
Nice.
And it's Friday. And I have 2 shows on Friday, 2 shows Saturday, 1 show Sunday at Go Bananas in Montgomery. So please come out. If you're a fan of the podcast, come out and say hello. Say meats and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes.
Meats and potatoes.
And thank you to all the people that we've had a lot of interaction on Twitter lately. It's great
Yeah.
to see you guys get involved, and it makes us happy. It makes me smile, and I like. I'll always write back usually.
And it's really awesome. And
give us suggestions for matchups.
yes, give us suggestions. We're at Defend Your Movie on Twitter. It's defendyourmovie@gmail.com. So you can email us. Let us know what you think of the show. Constructive criticism only. Don't tell us to go fuck ourselves.
Yeah, these are nice guys.
And
Yeah.
we are on the Showbiz Studios. That's showbizstudios.com. They have a YouTube page as well as an iTunes page where you can check out and subscribe to all the Showbiz Studios podcasts that are run by super funny people that we know, comic friends of ours that are really, really funny. So subscribe to those. Check out the website. Check out the YouTube. Subscribe to that. And Alex, let's hear the last, just because I won.
Hey, Yankees, you can take your apology out of your trophy and shove it straight up your ass.
That's great.
That's me to Andy on this podcast.
Congratulations.
I'm the Bad News Bears.
And I'm a huge
lost,
Yankees fan,
I
too.
lost,
I'm
but
a
I
huge
win.
Yankees fan, too.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Fuck the Yankees. All right. Thank you so much, and we'll
Thanks,
see you
Kevin.
next week. Thank you, Kevin. Bye-bye.
Thank you.